Well, you talked about how you found out that they're trying to set up Drake in LA at one point. What exactly was that about?
That was about like him and Diddy were beefing, right? They had a little beef over something in Miami outside of Live.
I think Diddy allegedly did him or something. It was over the Start from the Bottom beat, where I guess it's supposed to go to Diddy and Drake took it and something silly like that.
You know, Drake here, Drake there. Who will run up on him? I'm not saying it. You know, it didn't come from Diddy directly, but LA get tricky. So you know, when there are beefs and they are here, no matter who it is, like there's certain people that are gonna get called, and I'm one of those people. So you know, I had privy, you know, Drake to a little information. Like I said, I don't know where it came from, but I always, you know, it's like my brother. So I hit him. I told him like, yo, this is what it is, but I got you. You know, we over here, and I'm pretty heavy, so you know, we straight.
Well, Katt Williams wasn't wrong. A lot of rappers are getting exposed lately. It's now being reported that Drake's name appears in the Diddy tapes. And not just his name, you can actually hear Drake's voice in the background, reportedly yelling. That revelation hit hard, but when you piece together everything that's been surfacing since 2014, it doesn't sound so far-fetched anymore. The Diddy trial has brought long-standing rumors and events into sharper focus, and suddenly all the pieces are falling into place. It goes back to December 8, 2014. Something major happened that night. During the early morning hours after a VMA after-party, Diddy and Drake had a serious confrontation. Multiple media outlets confirmed the altercation. The story was that Diddy caught Drake slipping outside the club and physically confronted him. Reports claim the situation was so bad that Drake had to visit the emergency room afterward.
Puffy for so long and having dealings with him. What was the first thing you thought when you heard the story about him allegedly punching Drake?
He said, and clicked him. Drake, I actually thought Drake must have said something wrong to him or something, or did something, or tried to play him, or something must have happened. I actually really didn't, you know, I kind of just laughed. It's funny, you know?
Although there was no footage of this, based on people that I've spoken to close to the situation, Diddy really did punch Drake in the face.
Oh, I got that call 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Diddy later tried to downplay the incident. He went on the airwaves denying he laid hands on Drake, even though much of the public already believed otherwise.
Like, what made you put hands on Drake?
I did not put hands on Drake.
Oh.
And I do not want any problems with Drake. Drake is, right now, that's all I got. That's all I have to say. He's putting in his work. I didn't do nothing.
Despite Diddy's denial, numerous outlets and eyewitnesses reported otherwise. 50 Cent even chimed in, sarcastically saying Diddy couldn't recognize a hit if it was handed to him. The whole dispute allegedly started over the 0 to 100 beat. Diddy thought the beat was his. Drake got hold of it, flipped it, and turned it into a hit. That move reportedly infuriated Diddy, and that night in Miami was when it all boiled over.
You know, and then Puff, that's what Puff was pulling me down to do it. But Puff can't even hear a hit. See, I know he couldn't.
Puff can't hear a hit? That's kind of crazy.
He still hear things from back then, that time.
Oh, got you now.
Right.
Okay, got you.
He can't buy the right. He can't. You play it for him right now, and it's hot. He can't buy it. This is why he's fighting Drake. When you hit Drake, because he used the beat that he didn't actually use.
0 to 100.
Right. You see what I'm saying? So if he heard it, and then he heard Drake use it, but it wasn't a hit yet until Drake put the lines on it. And he's upset about that because he can't hear it, but he felt like he took something from him.
But that incident was just the surface. More was brewing underneath. In August 2015, Diddy appeared on The Breakfast Club, claiming there was no tension between him and Drake. However, behind closed doors, the story was different. Word around was that Diddy had allegedly put a price on Drake's head. It wasn't public, but insiders claimed it was real, a quiet bounty. That rumor made people in the city start behaving differently.
Well, you talked about how you found out that they're trying to set up Drake in LA at one point. What exactly was that about?
That was about like him and Diddy were beefing, right? They had a little beef over something in Miami outside of Live.
I think Diddy allegedly did him or something. It was over the Start from the Bottom beat, where I guess it's supposed to go to Diddy and Drake took it and something silly like that.
Sources from La reported that phone calls were going around Drake's here, Drake's there. That's when Drake made a calculated move. He linked up with the Game. Game had influence in the streets and understood how to move within. That scene. If Diddy had that level of reach and La, Drake knew he needed someone with equal footing. Game indirectly confirmed this people allegedly contacted him, asking him to help set Drake up. Instead, he protected him.
You know, Drake here, Drake there, who will run up on him. I'm not saying it, you know, it didn't come from Diddy directly, but LA get tricky. So, you know, when there are beefs and they are here, no matter who it is, like there's certain people that are gonna get called, and I'm one of those people. So, you know, I had privy, you know, Drake to a little information. Like I said, I don't know where it came from, but I always, you know, it's like my brother. So I hit him. I told him like, yo, this is what it is, but I got you. You know, we over here, and I'm pretty heavy, so you know, we straight.
But Game also made it clear that this kind of backing didn't come without strings. Drake repaid him by giving him the track 100 and filming the music video in Compton. That decision wasn't just for image or clout, it was strategic. It was about staying safe.
Y'all better not come to my studio with that fake shit. Y'all better not come to my funeral with that fake shit. Y'all better.
If you pay close attention, Game spells it out clearly on the track. Ninjas called me to set you up, want me to come and wit you up, cause you out of town like Biggie. Then heard about the situation Diddy on, so I came through to vest you up. Just like that, the situation had documentation. Even with Game in his corner, Drake still moved carefully. During the shoot for 100, Whack 100 said Drake got nervous. He spotted unfamiliar faces, panicked, and quickly jumped into a van to leave. Turns out, those individuals were actually there for his protection. Still, Drake wasn't willing to take risks. Whack had to track him down and explain everything before they resumed filming.
And Drake comes to Compton to shoot the video.
100. He shot it on Brazil and Wilmington.
What all happened during that video? What was that?
He pulled up, Drake gave us love, Thunder cleared it for me, didn't charge me, Drake didn't charge for the verse. Drake actually brought this film crew to film it for us. That's what he wanted to do. We was on the famous Brazil and Wilmington shooting it. We had to move blocks. And you know, when we move blocks, we send the little homies to do what they need to do. Drake kind of seen some activity and you know, shit. He did what a motherfucker you supposed to do. He got out of there. So we sent somebody to get him. Bro, it's cool. That ain't for you. That's for us. Cause you know, we seen going on. But you know, we moving blocks. We're not just gonna hit the block without the block being right. So we had to make sure the homie, you know, when they cleared the block.
Fast forward to the present, Diddy is now facing serious federal charges. But it was Cassie's testimony that shifted the narrative entirely. During redirect questioning, prosecutors asked her what had triggered Diddy's violent reaction. Her answer, she was planning to attend OVO Fest, Drake's annual music festival. She told the court, Sean came to my home and tried to attack me. And here's the surprising part, despite everything, Cassie still boarded her flight to Toronto and went to OVO Fest. The courtroom was stunned.
So Cassie, she said Diddy whooped her ass. He found out she was going to OVO Fest. So this is apparently some insight into the real reason why Diddy don't with Drake.
Don't nobody with Drake. Drake is a slimy nigga. He make great music, but Drake is the type of nigga who he can have any bitch in the club. Any bitch. They can all be 12. But you walk in with one, he want that.
If that doesn't suggest motive, what does? Diddy felt Drake was moving in on his relationship, and it wasn't just paranoia. A rumor from 2013 resurfaced during the trial, alleging that Drake had possibly signed Cassie to his OVO label. Whether or not that was ever formalized, in Diddy's eyes, it was a clear boundary being crossed. An old tweet from Lil Duval also reemerged. He wrote, "Back then I heard Diddy swung on Drake in Miami for saying hello to Cassie. People joked about it at the time, but now that story seems much more plausible. Drake, for his part, appears to have been leaving hints all along." Revisit for PM in Calabasas, the lyrics hit differently now. Lines like, "All you self-promoters are janky. They trying to tempt me. The higher I get, the less they accept me. Even the Ogs try to press me," and then the jab, "Take that, take that." no love in their heart, so they fake that, clearly referencing Diddy's famous tagline. He even included a nod to No Way Out, the title of Diddy's album. It wasn't just music. Drake was telling a story through his lyrics, though no one caught on at the time. He also alluded to more personal themes with lines like, "That man is not a man for you, scared of letting your skeletons loose." Now, it's beginning to look like Cassie may have confided in Drake about her situation long before any of this came to light in court. Bringing it back to Katt Williams, he said what many refuse to accept. According to him, several rappers and executives are allegedly featured on those Diddy tapes, not just mentioned, but reportedly heard shouting or screaming. Whether those tapes involve wild parties, incriminating conversations, or something more disturbing, Katt's claims suddenly don't seem so far-fetched.
That's why, do you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white?
Drake's voice reportedly appears on the tapes, and that only adds more questions. Was he directly involved or simply caught in the wrong place at the wrong time? Either way, this situation has been simmering quietly for years. According to multiple news sources and legal experts following the trial, the tapes are still sealed but are expected to be released publicly once proceedings wrap up. And whether Drake is heard screaming or not, this extends far beyond typical industry conflicts. Online reactions have been intense. One commenter wrote, "If Diddy's willing to target high-profile figures, imagine what he's done to people without that kind of protection." Another added, "Diddy assaulted both Drake and Cassie. Seems like he doesn't discriminate." The public response has been strong. So, what's your perspective on this latest development? Is Katt Williams shedding light on something deeper or simply stirring up controversy? Share your thoughts in the comments. And make sure to check out the next video on your screen. It's just as surprising.